It's the end of 2025, which means it's the end of Marvel Rivals' first year. With Rivals being one of the very few live service games I actually enjoy, I've returned one last time to not only celebrate its anniversary, but to check out Season 5, Love is a Battlefield. That big guy in the background is the Grandmaster, one of the antagonists of this season, alongside his brother, the Collector. But our two characters right here are the two playable characters. Unlike the past seasons where most of them have just been random pairings, this one is a pair based around the theme of love, both from the X-Men. They are Gambit and Rogue. And having played as both of them, they're quite fun. Let's take a deeper look at both of these characters, shall we? So first of all, we have Gambit, released at the very start of Season 5. Looking at his description here, charming and free-spirited, Remy LeBeau manipulates kinetic energy with unmatched skill. With a flick of his wrist, his charged playing cards become explosive projectiles for foes or heal his allies through kinetic shifting. When the charismatic Gambit lights up the battlefield, he always plays to win. It is quite surprising that this character is a strategist. They were able to take his kinetic energy card attacks and turn them into something that can heal allies, but I'll also just say, despite the 4-star difficulty rating, I don't think that's really true, at all. He's quite easy to play, in my opinion, and I'll just say he is by far probably the best character in the game. He has high damage, high healing, mobility, and a ton of utility. He can basically do everything you need him to do through his 2 card decks. He has 4 cards to consume at a time, with one giving him either a healing or damage boost, which can then be followed up with another card that either does burst healing or a big healing explosion. Or if you have the damage card selected, right, that's for the healing cards. If you have the damage card selected, he will apply healing reduction or a damage explosion. Unfortunately, his ultimate is another big giant healing circle, which I think is kind of a problem with this game. Too many strategists just have infinite healing moves, which just stalls everything for a little while. I wish they would be more creative with it. But this one also provides a damage boost, speed boost, and even jump boost. The Gambit is very overpowered in this game, but he's also really fun. Now let's take a look at the second character released in Season 5.5, the final character of the first year in Marvel Rivals, and that's Rogue. Anna Marie possesses the mutant ability to absorb the powers of others with a touch. Her ever-adaptable arsenal of superhuman abilities helps turn the tide of any fight. After touching raw chronovium, Rogue's strength soared to new heights, allowing her to overwhelm enemies with unstoppable force. Yes, they switched up her powers a little bit, gave her a bit of a buff. She's got, chronovium powers, whatever that means. Whatever chronovium is. Made up sci-fi, supernatural stuff from Marvel. Most people assumed that Rogue would be a Vanguard, and I think that she fits that role quite well. She's very buff, very tanky, very strong. She's got her standard punches with some really wonky hitboxes. She's got a block attack that can absorb damage and follow up with a large punch. She's got a dash that can be canceled into a pull attack, and a launching kick that puts her into a hover state before slamming back down. That's probably the reason why she's 5 stars. Most of her moves can follow up into different attacks, although I will say she's really not that hard to use. And yes, she can absorb powers from characters, but it either gives her a single ability to use and a buff, or just the buff depending on the character. Like if you use the absorb ability on the Punisher, you just get some sort of health bonus or maybe damage bonus. I'm not exactly sure 100%. But I will say her ultimate is actually unique this time. It's quite unique in that she steals the ult charge from everyone else, making it a little bit more situational than just big healing circle or big damage circle, but it's still useful to have. Rather than go in and play the normal quick play mode, Rivals recently added a new game mode that I was hoping they would add to the game at some point. 18 versus 18. That's right, triple the amount of characters you would normally see in a match, battling it out in team deathmatch on the new Grand Garden stage. This is the perfect place to show off these characters, to be chaotic, and also to level up your character's proficiency so you can get some new cosmetic stuff. If you want to get your character to the highest proficiency level possible so that you get the spray, you get the KO prompts, you get the character icon, with your Lord status, 18 versus 18 is a great way to complete those challenges to just level your character up a bunch. So let's head over to the Grand Garden stage. Gambit and Rogue's honeymoon, unfortunately, is going to have to take a pause. They've got to go beat up friend and foe alike in this chaotic mode. Starting off with Gambit here, going to do a lot of healing because there are so many allies. We got another Gambit right over there with the chessboard-themed recolor of his default outfit, which you get for getting gold rank in, ranked mode. Ranked mode is something that I gave up on fairly quickly. I tried to get into it, and I stopped for a while, tried to get back into it, but the amount of work you have to put into it and the amount of time is not something that I really want to do, honestly. I am definitely more of a casual player for this game. I play it a decent amount, but not enough to where I feel like I'll be able to get truly good at the game. I'm not somebody who likes to really main characters, and I'm not really someone who always enjoys the sweatiest matches ever, which unfortunately ranked leans into that, but even quick play leans into that too, and that is, even to this day, a year later in Rivals, there's still such an imbalance with the matchmaking. You'll have matches where you absolutely dominate or you get absolutely dominated. And if you go in and check your match stats, it's usually because one team typically has players of a much higher rank, and they still haven't solved that issue. When I say truly good at the game, I mean comparatively, like people who are top-tier elites. I'd still say I'm pretty decent at the game overall, not to toot my own horn, but you'll see some of my end-of-the-year stats at the end of the video, and I don't think I'm too terrible. See, I know how to weave in my melee attacks with my primary fire. That's something that's a pro gamer tip for me. The greatest Marvel Rivals player the world has ever seen is that you have your primary fire, but usually, at least on console, which I play on, R3 is your melee attack. So with Gambit, right, his primary fire, he throws the cards, but if you press the melee button, he will whip out his staff and do a little bit of extra damage. It's not the case with every character. There's so much happening on screen right now. It's not the case with everybody, but it's something that can definitely help out. But yeah, this is also the kind of game where if you're not a quote-unquote expert at the game, your teammates will hate you so much. It's something ridiculous about this game, and it's one of my other issues with it, which is the community. There are a lot of people in this community who are really nice and really polite and fun and know how to have fun. You usually find those people on the social hub Times Square map, which they recently added to the game, but man, in quick play, there are so many people who they're just so full of hate and so miserable. What is happening? I guess 1 year later, my big two issues, oh my god, okay, I love this game mode, I'll say that much. Just the amount of ultimates happening on screen is great. I love the pretty colors. It's so fun. Anyway, as I was trying to say, my two biggest issues 1 year later with Marvel Rivals, very imbalanced matchmaking, very toxic community, they're miserable, they don't know how to have fun. They hate you if you just try to have fun with a character. Maybe they expect you to be experts all the time and perfect, and even if you are doing perfectly, they'll find a way to blame you. Just very miserable people play this game a lot of the time. Not everybody, though. Like these people, I'm sure they're great. See, look at that. We did it. Teamed up. Nice. And yes, the matchmaking, which is imbalanced. They say it's not engagement optimized matchmaking. But who knows? Who knows? I know that we won. We did good. There's Gambit, he's doing something, ripped a thing. She's going Super Saiyan. And I got MVP. Gotta say, Gambit's really fun. I really enjoy him, I'm going crazy. This is a crazy game mode too. But we're not done yet, we have a whole other character, which I think like half the people in this lobby are playing as because she's a much more recent character. It says 1 Gambit, 9 rogues, yeah, pretty much. A lot of rogues here. I don't mean to be overly negative on this game, though. Obviously, the fact that I'm here playing this, I do it because I enjoy it. I'm not one of those people who makes videos clearly hating what they're doing and only doing it to follow trends, because at that point, I guess they're just trying to do it to make money, but, like, just get a more traditional, stable job. Although, with the state of the world in the end of 2025 here, who knows what a stable job is anymore? I don't know if that's dating the video, but hey, this is a 1 year anniversary of Marvel Rivals. So the video's already dated. I've got a date with these people in my fists. My fists have a date with these people. That made a lot of sense. Don't worry about it. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. And Rogue really can go crazy because all of her special moves, because they have follow-ups, you can stagger the follow-ups. So you can do one special move, another special move, the follow-up to the first special move, the follow-up to the second special move. Do some really cool mixing and matching of your different abilities. And I got exterminated. Oh, everybody's doing their ults at the same time. Oh my god. I don't know if I'll survive this. There's so much. We have Gambit and Rogue's ults at the same time, and I thought Marvel Zombies had a lot happening on screen. How is my PlayStation even handling this? The power of the PS5 might be the strongest superpower here. I got at least 1 kill in that. And we have triple the amount of points as the other team. Let's avoid this Scarlet Witch real quick. So many characters here. And that leads me to my other compliment I can give this game. With the exception of a few characters like Scarlet Witch, Namor, I guess Squirrel Girl, I don't know, others that I'm forgetting off the top of my head who are kind of annoying to go against. This game does a really great job in how it presents its characters. There are a lot of Marvel games out there I can't think of that many Marvel games where Gambit and Rogue are super duper fun to play. Or Ultron. Or who are some other characters? Angela. Or Emma Frost. Like, there's a lot of Marvel games out there that have really fun gameplay and a lot of really fun characters. But I'm just saying, this game has a lot of characters in it. It handles most of them really well. I think one of those characters I could say is Spider-Man. Spider-Man doesn't really have any defensive options, and he's really hard to play, and he dies a lot. But man, the ability for them to take Spider-Man and make him feel kind of like how he does in his own video games and fit him in a game like this, it's great. I hope I'm articulating my points okay, because there's so much happening on screen, and I'm really trying to focus. You know, it's a little more complicated than a 6v6. This is 18 versus 8. Ow! Absorbed my powers! It's really hard to absorb powers with Rogue in this. I just missed. And now I have to wait 20 seconds to do it. I think we're probably going to win this. Oh boy, we're like 50 points ahead. Anyway, I hope I'm making sense. I'm doing a lot of good work here on the gameplay front. I just hope that my points were articulated. As much as I have complaints with this game, I also really enjoy it. With our most chaotic battle yet come to a close, I can stop peaking the mic's audio and go chillax here in Times Square with all these other players who aren't super toxic and hate me for just wanting to play as a character like Spider-Man, who I have on screen. But let's go over some of my stats here. Let's see my year in review. So my highest rank was Platinum 3, which surpasses about 62% of all players. Again, I didn't really play ranked that much. My win rate in competitive is 58.23, which surpasses 88% of all players. Total matches, 1446. I did not show that many matches in videos, but it surpasses 93% of players. I guess I play this game quite a bit, unless a lot of people just got the game and played it once. Total KOs, almost 17,000, surpassing 94% of players. Total playtime, 180 hours. I think a lot of those hours was just me sitting there probably leaving the game on. Surpassing 87% of players. And total assists, 7,430, surpassing 91% of players. My most played character is Adam Warlock, the Golden God himself. Not the best character, but he's got the aura. You cannot deny it. And it's good to know that I'm in the top 10% of players. And it's good to know that you guys have joined me along the way in my journey with Marvel Rivals. A game I wasn't too sure about at first, seemed like the Marvel clone of Overwatch, but I had a really good time with it in its first year. And with all these new things like Marvel Zombies, 18 vs 18, Times Square where you can go and hang out, I look forward to this game's future and what year 2 has to offer. I hope you all enjoyed me rambling to you all, me playing Marvel Rivals, and I will see you all in the future. Hopefully, it's a bright one.